Hey guys, I'm sitting here packing up, getting ready to go to Florida. We have to leave at like 3:30 in the morning, and I'm so excited because I'm bringing my girls, and we are going to be hitting the beach. So it's going to be a pretty awesome time for sure. And I wanted to talk about a subject today real quick before I hit the road so I could punch out a video. Um, because I've really been getting into the mental side of things. I'm literally going through a massive life transformation right now, and a lot of it has to do with kind of taking a deeper look inside. And so I've got a pretty simple question, and it's about why we play golf, and I think that for myself, I want the fullest experience I can have in this lifetime. I mean, we're only blessed with a certain amount of time on this earth, and I am really, really trying to get all of it that I can. Get the most wonderful experience, the fullest expression of myself as a person. I've really been getting, much, much better at this, with getting in better shape and losing weight, playing better golf, having better relationships. It's all a compounding interest, so to speak, if you invest correctly. So here's what I'm going to get down to. Are you playing golf to expand your own experience in the world? To have greater fulfillment in your life. In other words, are you playing golf for yourself? Are you playing golf to impress other people? So if you're playing because you want to, show off or prove to your buddies or all that. Now, I'm not saying you can't have competition. That's perfectly, perfectly fine. But what I'm saying is golf is ultimately a contest with yourself. And I think that if you're working for outward forces, that it can be detrimental in the long run. I was talking with Bill, who's one of my students who's going to be coming to the MSE Intensive this Saturday, July 6th, in Tampa, Florida. So hit me up, Christo at myswingevolution.com if you'd like to come. But Bill and I were talking about the approach to the game. And none of my swing evolution would have been possible if I didn't find the joy in the work, right? And so if I was motivated by outward forces, I don't think I could have done this, made, 750 plus videos. I've been really on a personal journey to try and improve myself, and I enjoy the game of golf. It gives me great, great pleasure, especially when you hit that perfectly struck shot. So now here's the big thing that I'm leading up to is when I was talking to Jack Nicklaus, he said, yeah, sure, I want to play well. I want the other fellow to play well. And if I'm going to win, I'm hoping that I'm going to call on the best from myself to be able to do that. And, hopefully I won't play poorly. I'll play my best. So Jack wasn't concerned about the other forces, the other people playing. He said you could only play yourself, right? And I see a lot of golfers that, say they hit a bad shot, and then you see a little act like, oh, I'm suffering, woe is me, and all of that. All that stuff is for everybody else. You know what I mean? So it's really about, about what you're expecting from yourself. And if you can do that properly, if you can address the game from an inward point of view, that it's an opportunity to work on yourself. And we're going to hit some great shots. There hasn't been a day at the golf course that I didn't hit a mix of some great shots and some bad shots. That's just the nature of the game. Another thing I find interesting is that Ben Hogan said that he only hit like 2 or 3 great shots around, that came off perfectly like he, wished them to, come off. Now, when I started my swing evolution, I would say that it was probably that, less than a handful of shots that really kept me coming back. But even though I'm about 10 or 15 shots better today than I was when I started, it's still just like 3 shots. because my bar has gone up, you know? But that's the reason why we play. That's the reason that golf is such a wonderful game, is because we can continue to test ourselves and we can continue to reach higher levels in the game, and we can demand more from our own performance. And as we get better, you know, it's awesome. I mean, I'm happy that I'm a better golfer than I used to be. But you have to be able to stop and smell the roses along the way. You can't say, oh, when I get there, I'm going to be great. You have to be feeling that way today. So at any rate, I'm starting to see some comments here. It's hard for me to talk and read at the same time. But if you have any questions, you know, hit me up real quick, you know. But what I'm really talking about is the enjoyment of the game. And I really believe that if we can find the joy, even in a poor shot, how crazy is that? Can you laugh at yourself if you hit a poor shot? I try really hard to do that. In fact, I quit the game for 4 years. I swore I'd never touch a golf club again. And the reason why was I was in my early 20s. I think I was about 23, and me and some of my high school buddies got together to play golf. And I hadn't played very much, but, you know, I thought that I would play at the level that I did when I was playing on the high school golf team. Well, I proceeded to shoot well over 100. And man, I was throwing clubs, I was cursing, and I was making a fool out of myself. Because all of those actions that I did were about the other people around me. They weren't about myself. Let's see. Oh, interesting, Tim. Tim was talking about playing with business folks. You know how they say that you can tell a lot about a person by the way they play golf? I will tell you, I used to have a colleague that I would play with. Biggest cheater in the world. It was the most insane thing in the world. You know, you'd watch him make a triple bogey, and he's like, man, I can't believe I made a bogey. It's like, no, you three-putted too. You know, and it's just crazy because golf really reveals ourselves to those around us. And, you know, my rule when I decided that I would play golf again was I could only play under the condition that I would always keep control over myself. And you know what? I've kept that promise to myself for 20 years. You know, when I picked the game back up, I played with humility because the game's bigger than all of us. You know, and like Jack said, you know, the game gives us an opportunity to see how good we can be. And that's really what we're looking for out of the game of golf. At least I am. It's been a crucial tool in my personal development. And wow, I can't believe what's happening in my life right now. I've never been more fulfilled in my entire life than I am right now. And it's only getting better. So I wish you the very best. I hope your game is coming along great. And I hope you hit them long and hit them straight.